What's it called? I'm trying to think of the name. Campuchia edition. Yeah, first real week has been okay. The thing about this area is things are more on the slow down tip, on the more slow pace, like slow type of tip. I mean, teaching work, I guess compared to Vietnam, it's well. Here's the thing: if you do not have a degree, right, and you're looking to teach, Cambodia is a good spot to get your foot in the door, but the pay is less just because the income is less. Also in this area, I don't know, man. I'm not a small town kind of a guy. You know what I mean? It'll work for the time being, but I think what I'm getting at is like I gotta really gain the trust of the locals, because outsiders aren't common, and plus this area, I really like the provincial places, like whether it's Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, like these smaller, tight knit towns are gonna be, more traditional, more family oriented. Things close by like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Um, like nightlife action, like basically any like scenes like that is pretty much non-existent. Basically, this town, really this part of Cambodia, because I'm not in Sodom Reap, I'm not in Phnom Penh, I'm in a smaller provincial area. So it's, like I said, more geared towards families, you know what I mean? Geared towards families, really geared towards like backpacker, like European backpackers and like families from, like Khmer families, European backpackers. There are some like nightlife stuff, but it's like my best bet is like Sodom Reap, or like the few casino towns, which we call it, in the like near the Thailand border. This area is cool. This area is it's safe, it's cool, but it's boring. Not much goes on. Like I said, after 8 o'clock, everything closes. After 8 o'clock, everything closes. Now, the pay is, compared to Vietnam, the pay is lower. My goal is to probably stay here for like 3 months and then hightail it out of here. I'll give Cambodia this. Opening up a bank account and getting a long-term visa is not that hard of a process compared to other places. Like Vietnam, you have to go through your employer, right? Thailand, they want you to jump through a shitload of hoops, just for you to get a job, just for you to get, a bank account. Cambodia, it's pretty straightforward. Like basically, you just need your place to stay, you need proof of rent, and you have a bank account. And with a Cambodian bank account, you know what I mean? They're pretty lax on how you spend your money. Like you can spend money, you can use that bank account to spend money pretty much anywhere outside of Cambodia. Most places like Vietnam, you can't do that, for example. I'm not sure if you can or can't in Thailand, but yeah, a 1 year visa isn't that expensive. Like a 1 year visa in Cambodia is about like $200. Getting that plus your work permit, you're looking at like 350, $400. Um, an apartment, just like as a single young guy, you can get anything from. It depends on how you want to do it, but anywhere from $60 to like $200 at the premium. I don't know though. What I'm looking towards is, like I said, I gotta. This is pretty much my only option. You know what I mean? Vietnam with teaching English, there was just a lot. There was a lot of red tape. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? But yeah, Vietnam is cool. You can earn more money versus the earning potential, right? The earning potential of Vietnam versus the living expenses is good. The thing about it is that at least currently Vietnam is doing a lot of crackdowns on teachers without degrees. Cambodia's pretty straightforward. You can walk through the door, get a visa. Hate. Okay. You can walk through the door, get a visa. It's pretty easy. Like an E visa. I don't know. I got gypped though. I got gypped because it's supposed to be like $35. They charged me 50 at the border, but like 50 at the border. It's supposed to hold you down for 90. I think no 60. No 30 days. 30 days. Do you do that extension? I can't pronounce your name. Oh no, weed is illegal in Cambodia. You probably can't. I mean, here's the thing. You could probably get it in like Phnom Penh. But this area, yeah, no ganja. This area is, like I said, just this is a very family friendly area. I'm pretty sure if you went really digging, you could probably find something. But for weed, your best bet is probably no. Your best bet is like not going. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Cambodia is cool because it lets you, when it comes to like visas and stuff like that, they're more lax versus like other places. It is rougher though. It is rougher, and the pay is less. But outside of food, expenses are pretty low. But yeah, Phnom Penh would probably be the best, place to get weed. I would say. This area, no, this area, like I said, this area is like tight knit, family friendly. Like we're talking like less than 100,000 people. You know what I mean? So yeah, very tight knit, very close together. Teacher work. I mean, here's the thing: the pay is less, but the expectations is lower. Basically, you come in, you teach English for about 3 to 4 hours, and then you go. You know what I mean? It's pretty much you come, you go, write English, teach the kids, and then head out. So I mean, it is. I mean, it's not a whole lot of pressure. You know what I mean? You just come in, teach your English, and go. Um, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Cause I mean, setting up a bank account in Cambodia, the process is versus other places. Vietnam's a whole process. You got to get a work permit. They got to approve, and then, you know what I mean. Cause it's communist, so it's like the government has its tentacles and everything. Thailand, you got to go through hoops there. You know what I mean? Because they really want to see you with a good chunk of change. You know what I mean? Cambodia, the only thing you need to prove is proof of residency. So, like, get an accommodation, get a place, show proof, and then you get your bank account. From there, visa situations are better. Like I said, you can get a year visa, just pay 200. Boom, you got the year visa. Um, First day I got here, I got a job. You know what I mean? First day I touched down in Cambodia, boom, got a job. I guess at least for me, because I'm in a tight situation, waiting that month, because the way pay works pretty much throughout Asia is you get paid once a month, like on the second. So basically, holding on to the second, getting things geared. Um, yeah, going about it from there. But yeah, teaching work is, like I said, it's okay. It's basically 3 to 4 hours. You teach English, um, and then that's pretty much it. Like you teach English. Um, so not a whole lot. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot there. Um, yeah, nightlife though. Nightlife is lacking. There's a few KTV spots, but that's like a few towns over. Here, that's nothing. You know what I mean? It's basically everything closes by like 8, 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? Everything closes by 8, 9 o'clock. Like I said, this is a place where, because I was down on my ass in Vietnam, so this is a place where, you know what I mean, stack a little bit of money I can, keep my expenses low, and probably hit further ground back in Vietnam. We'll see though. We'll see though. I mean, I still want to check out Phnom Penh though, because Phnom Penh is kind of crazy. Even for the first day, there's a lot of shit going on, especially with with the Chinese and everything like that. That's probably that's where a lot of the fun is at with the Chinese, to be honest. There's there's a few places in southern Cambodia that has call centers, scam centers too. That can get real dicey too. I mean, that you can end up in a real shaky situation if you don't have your shit together. But for me, you know what I mean, I want to stay out of trouble, at least for now. I'm not stay out of trouble, but I gotta buckle down for these next few weeks. You know what I mean? Get this little bit of paper, set up a bank account. From there, I can, once I get the bank account situation, I can get things really rocking and rolling. Yeah, but Cambodia, for the most part, people leave you alone. Like I said, this area is like a small. I mean, small towns are cool, but I'm not a small town kind of a guy. You know what I mean? I'm here basically because, basically through a friend of a friend, and this was really my only viable option to have full work. Because Cambodia. You know what's crazy about Cambodia? You can teach in a university without a degree in Cambodia. Crazily enough, you can teach in Cambodia in a Cambodian university without a degree, which that's pretty wild. So that lets you know the looseness of this place, but also since the visas are so easy to get, it does attract a lot of scummy characters. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about some real shifty, shisty, scummy characters. You know what I mean? So, and I've come across a couple of sketchy characters in Phnom Penh. So with that easy barrier of entry, it's gonna attract. I don't know. It's gonna attract more extreme characters as well. So, this is probably a good spot to be situated for now, just due to the nature of Cambodia. I mean, a lot of Cambodia is, I'm not gonna lie, rough and sketchy. Just passing through, very rough, very sketchy. I have a video. Well, not a video. I have a video in the works of me, have my little time in Vietnam, as well as having that ride from Vietnam to Phnom Penh to here. I passed the Killing Fields, which the Killing Fields is crazily enough like less than an hour away from where I'm at. Less than an hour away from where I'm at. So yeah, I've had some pretty, terrible recent history. To be honest, kind of still recovering from that. But anywho, yeah, I mean, I'll give you a glimpse of what it's like. I mean, got some temple action, got some other action. Like I said, provincial, small vibes. I mean, it's cool for now. So I can earn my little money, earn my little chips, get a cheap little dig, get a credit card, you know what I mean, get a bank account. Um, might even not might. I think I should invest in like a year visa, because if things get tight, this could be the fallback country. I mean, it kind of already is, you know what I mean. When things getting tight, this be the fallback country. Um, yeah, like I said, yeah, the vibe is alright. The vibe is alright. The vibe is alright. Yeah, I guess the only thing is that kind of boring, and the food is a little bit more pricier than usual. But I mean, it's they get most of their imports from China, so I guess that's just the nature of the beast. Um, Cambodia, in a small town. Try to earn some English because I can't really find any work anywhere else. And like I said, Cambodia. I thought Vietnam was gonna be easy, but Cambodia, teaching without a degree, you can get a job like that. You know what I mean? Like, first day I came in, got the job. So I mean, getting a job is easy in Cambodia without a degree. It's just your versus Vietnam, you are taking a pay hit. But things are calmer, at least in this part of Cambodia, because like I said, Cambodia, um, especially towards the border towns and southern Cambodia, is very sketchy, very sketchy. You know what I mean? Like harvest your organs type of sketchy. But here, not so much. Here is like I said, very, very slow, very slow pace. Kind of hickish, a bit boring. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is more for families. Like this place, I'm not sure if I could live here long term just because of the tight knit small. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because it's gonna take them a while for them to get used to me. You know what I mean? For them to get used to me, take a liking to me, and gain my trust. You know what I mean? That's gonna take a while. Um, but yeah, could I see myself staying here long term? I'm not sure. I'm not really because I lived in small towns for most of my life. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a cool spot for now. Like I said, I'm not really a small town guy like that anymore. You know what I mean? I'm more of a city slicker. But like I said, it's a cool place to lay low, stay cool, stack my little bit of money, and then dip. You know what I mean? Dip like some chips and dip. But yeah. Also, another thing I want to do, and I got to do this because, like I said, I'm working. I'm working actually two jobs. Because I really want to get some money flowing in. Because I gotta up this quality. Because just doing these renegade live streams from fucking 7-Elevens, that's not cutting it. You know what I mean? Like, the purpose of me being here is to do long live streams, showcasing places. I really want to walk around, showcase Cambodia, showcase the people, showcase the sights and the scenes. I can't really do this with this phone because I'm pretty much stuck. You know what I mean? Like, this phone is locked, so I'm stuck on Wi-Fi only. So, currently working two jobs. Not only to get some cushion to save to book it to the next destination, but also, you know what I mean, to get a better quality phone, at least a phone I can have unlocked, just an unlocked phone that I can stream regularly. You know what I mean? Is the next goal. Because unfortunately, to get to this point, had to make some sacrifices, including the iPhone. To some degree, I kind of wish I landed here a bit earlier, just because with job prospects, you can get work like that. You know what I mean? still you can get work like that. Now, I heard in Phnom Penh the um, the competition is more stiff, but I mean the reading comprehension, the English comprehension is very low here. You know what I mean? Way even lower than Vietnam, because it's Vietnam, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos. You know what I mean? I think this is probably where I want to end. This is where I want to. I don't want to go any further. You know what I mean? Because Laos is rough, and the pay is even worse. And then Myanmar is that military dictatorship thing going on. You know what I mean? And the pay is shit too. So really, I mean, Vietnam is really, you know what I mean? Because the amount of money you earn versus the living expenses, that's the best. Um, I really want to shoot for that again. I don't want to quite give up. You know what I mean? For now, I'm just, you know, in this situation. But yeah, the main goal for now is lay low, keep my expenses low. You know, have these renegade live streams for now. Unfortunately, you know, get a phone, you know, with better quality. You know what I mean? At least a phone where I can have a you know, have an unlocked phone so I can, you know, at least do walkthrough live streams. At least walk around, show the city, show the sights, show the scenes, get my banking information, you know, like my bank account, credit cards, all that stuff. I mean, for the trouble, I might as well just get a long-term visa. You know what I mean? You know, just something to have, just, you know, just something to fall back on. This is like, this could be a nice fallback country. You know what I mean? Yeah, because Vietnam, I mean, Vietnam, the visa situation is still cool too. You just have to hop in and hop out. You know what I mean? You have to, you know, every 90 days you have to, you know, do visa runs and border runs. Currently, you know, because of the conflict between Thailand and Cambodia, I'm in a good situation to some degree. Because currently, you know, there's a conflict, crazily enough, the conflict is an hour away from where I'm at. And like I said, about 2 weeks ago, this city where I'm at, the city was bombed 2 weeks ago. The city was bombed 2 weeks ago by Thailand. But what I'm getting at with all this information is that with the conflict and everything, I could extend my visa. I could extend my visa through an agent, and it won't even be that much. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, there's things to look forward to. But yeah, just giving a quick update, teaching some kiddies, teaching some kids, doing that and doing the night school thing. Laying low for now. Got to keep my expenses low. To be honest, I'm giving myself 3 months. You know what I mean? 3 months max. I'm giving myself 3 months max to really maximize on my savings, really get a good chunk going. Maybe Funan, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Because, I mean, Phnom Penh could have better opportunities. But then again, Phnom Penh is also that much more expensive compared to, you know, compared to Vietnam. You know what I mean? I really would like to try out Thailand, but you need a degree to teach English in Thailand. Like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts. You need a degree, and just the work permits, the application. You're pretty much putting everything in their hands because they control everything. Like, if you get a job, like, let's just say I had a degree, right? I want to teach in Thailand. Getting a permit, getting everything, that's in, you're putting it all in their hands, you know what I mean? So if, let's just say the job goes sour, then you're screwed, you know, pretty much. So I'll give Cambodia this. Cambodia gives you, it's rough. Yeah, it is rough. it is sketchy, you know what I mean? Especially, outside of areas like this, because this, like I said, this is a very family friendly European backpacker friend. This is who this town is for. This town is for like local Khmers, families, and pretty much like white European backpackers. This city is really not designed for a person like me in mind, but you know what I mean. With the teacher thing, you know what I mean, especially not having a degree and still getting your foot in the door, it's enough for me to make it work. Like I said, nightlife is lacking. Nightlife is lacking, unfortunately. People are more tight knit, a little bit shy, not as trusting. You know what I mean, naturally there is going to be, because I'm a new guy too, so naturally there's going to be a little bit of cynicism, a little bit of suspicion. Um, Still, I think the locals are still kind of sizing me up, still trying to gauge. But, once I gain the trust more, once I really, because, all these places are about money. So once they see I have a little bit more money, I'm sure, they'll be more lax, a bit more trusting. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, the teaching gig isn't bad. I'm just basically explaining shit. Basically, that's all you do. You write words, sound words, describe words, explain shit. You know what I mean? Teaching English isn't that bad of a gig. It's just the low pay and then waiting for that payday. You know what I mean? Those are the biggest hurdles, at least for now. You know what I mean? At least for now. Still got probably 2 weeks and some change left, or probably 3 weeks and some change left. So still hanging on, still holding in there. Yeah. I want to try, like I said, I want to try a few other cities close by the border. There's a city that's pretty much ran by the Chinese. I think it's called Kopi or Chopi. It's like it's literally like it's about like 2 hours from here, and it's literally like you can see like the Thailand border from there. But what I'm getting at is, a lot of KTV action, a lot of parlor action, a lot of a lot of smoky smoke action. So what I mean, it's a lot more looser, a lot more things to do. Quite frankly, a lot more up by speed, but also a lot sketchier. So I'm gonna have to really watch my six and be careful. But I want to maybe check that out. Of course, check out Funan Pen a little bit more. I guess the thing about here is, like I said, I'm pretty much in the boonies. Smack dab in the boonies. So taking that bus, I'm gonna have to get my logistics on. But for now, I'm pretty much situated here. Like I said, still doing the teacher work thing, still getting things geared. This area is cool. It's alright. Like I said, it's more of a family friendly spot, more of a European backpacker friendly spot. This is not the spot for a young single guy really want to do his thing like that, but with the teaching gig being easy to get, I can make some shit work, keep my expenses low, and just make it work. That's pretty much my best strategy. But yeah, quick update, D is alive, D is well, D is gonna keep ticking on. And yeah, once I improve my tech, once I get some money flowing, and once I get this bank account thing situated, things should look up. But I'm giving myself, I'm not trying to be here any longer than like 3 months max. 3 months max. So I'm basically got to hit the ground running with teacher work, stack up the dough, get the bank account going, and then in about March or April, you know what I mean, kind of book it daddy, you know what I mean. That's pretty much the mood. That's the operation. That's what's going on. Like, comment, subscribe. I know a bit boring, but keeping you an update, alive and well, cooling, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Teaching some kids inside of the school. Oh shit. I gotta do some. I don't know. I mean, there's a few things to do, but like I said, it's like this is like I said. I can't complain because they gave me an opportunity, right? They gave me an opportunity, um, keeping me off the streets. You know what I mean? To kind of save my ass from me not finding anything in Vietnam. So I'll give this city that. Um, like I said, the visa process was and still is easy for now. Um, I would say this place, well, Cambodia in general, Cambodia. I would say if you're an entrepreneur, right? If you're an entrepreneur and want to set up shop, this is a good place for you. You know what I mean? Because they make it real easy for you to set up shop, and the ownership is yours too, so you can own. Unlike Thailand, where basically you have to split it 50-50, or unlike Vietnam, where basically you have to go through the government. You know what I mean? To have to set up a business. Cambodia, as long as you have the money, it's pretty much on you. You know what I mean? You just need the capital. So I would say Cambodia is a better spot for an entrepreneur wanting to do his own thing, especially the bigger parts. Yeah, basically, I guess you have to have more of an entrepreneurial mindset than an employee mindset. Because he had a teaching gig, it's cool, but you know what I mean. It could keep you afloat. Basically, it could keep you afloat, pays the bills. But I would say for foreigners, Cambodia, just from the laws, just from the visas, everything, I think they're looking more for entrepreneurs than they are looking for just teachers. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a cool spot for now. Yeah, this area, like I said, is cool, safe, family friendly, backpacker friendly. I don't know, maybe because I'm just a young guy too, traveling around. I feel like the locals are still gauging me, still filling me out. You know what I mean? So it's gonna take a little bit of while to gain the trust. But I think. I mean, I'm not up to no good. I'm just teaching, stacking my money, trying to do my thing. But yeah, enough ranting, enough rambling, enough muttering, enough talking. Yeah, this is just these POV posted from the 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? Just taking it one day at a time. Just doing it one day at a time. You know what I mean? Got big plans, got big dreams, but also gotta live one day at a time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Might show another walkthrough. Like I said, doing it renegade style, you know what I mean? Because the Wi-Fi is not... Yeah, this is just... this is the sights and this is the scenes, you know what I mean? On the dusky tip. It isn't. I'm not gonna lie. Cambodia is a bit dusty. Like I said, it's still developing. And you know what? I think for me, I think I should keep this definitely as an option. You know, definitely looking towards getting a long-term visa, because if I can get into something, you know what I mean? Whether it's the channel, whether it's me trying to make my own business, you know what I mean? It could be a good fit. But anywho, sights and scenes of Cambodia, Kampuchea. Out for now, but never out for the count. These POV out. Boom.